Welcome to this vodcast where we're going to look at using unit rate to set up problems, to explain how we would find a solution. We're not necessarily going to have to find an answer in these problems, but we're going to have to set it up. How would you find an answer? So let's get started. Go ahead and turn to page 43 in your packet, and we're going to start together on question number 1. Now, the trick to these questions is going to be this. We're going to read the information. We're going to totally ignore the answer choices. We're going to write out our own equation, and then we're going to match it up to the right one. Because otherwise, we're going to get totally confused by looking at all these symbols and numbers down here. We've got to find the right answer first, and then match it up. Let's get started. Number 1, Natalie bought supplies for making jewelry. Glass beads cost $1.50 per package, and clasps cost $1.75 per package. Natalie bought 10 packages of beads and 4 packages of clasps. Which equation can be used to find T, the total amount Natalie paid for the jewelry supplies? Okay, this video is all about unit cost, how much per thing, and how do you figure out how much it costs total? All right, well, we can do this. Again, ignore the answers. If we wanted to find out how much she spent total, we'd say, okay, well, what'd she buy? She bought 10 packages of beads, all right, 10 of them, times, well, how much did each package of beads cost? $1.50. So 10 times 1.5, okay? But that's not all she bought. She also bought 4 packages of clasps. So we're going to have to add to that plus 4 packages times, well, 4 times how much did the clasps cost? They cost $1.75 per package. So we're going to have to times that 4 by 1.75. Okay, let's look at this and make sure this makes sense. She bought 10 bags of beads times $1.50 per bag plus 4 bags of clasps times $1.75 per package. Excellent. Now all we have to do is find an equation that looks like ours. Now let's look at the choices. 1.5 times 1.7, no way, we didn't multiply those together, so it's not that one. The next one, 1.5 times 10, oh, we did that. They just wrote it in different order, but that's okay. Plus 1.75 times 4. Yes, that's exactly what we did. So that looks like the best one, but let's just check the others. Did you add the 1.5 and 1.75? Not before we multiplied, so it's not that one. And then 1.5 times 4, nope, the 1.5 should be times the 10. Excellent. So now we see that the best choice is B, but you can see how if you just started by looking at these answers, you'd get really confused really quickly. Okay? Let's move to the next one. Number 2. A cable television company charges $25 a month for its basic package, which includes 20 channels. Customers pay $7.50 for each additional channel they add to their service. That's probably going to be a big keyword right there. Molly's family ordered the basic package. Okay, well, how much does the basic package cost? Well, $25. Plus an additional 4 channels. Which equation can be used to find C, the total amount the family paid for their cable television service? Okay, C, how much they paid, what their cost was. Well, let's see. They got the basic package. Well, how much did the basic package cost? It was $25. So we'll start with $25. Okay, plus, okay, we're going to have to add an additional 4 channels. So do we just add on $4? So like 25 plus 4? No, 4 channels, and each channel cost $7.50. So we're going to have to do 4 times 7.5. 25 was our initial cost, but we had to add on to that 4 times 7.5, 4 extra channels that cost $7.50 each. All right, we're done. Let's see if there's an equation that matches ours. 25 times 20? No way. Let's try the next one. 25 plus 7.5 times 20. Nope, because ours was 7.5 times 4, not times 20. 4 times 25 plus 7.5? Nope, ours didn't look like that. or 25 plus 7.5 times 4. This is our equation. Notice that they did 7.5 times 4, and we did 4 times 7.5, but those are the same thing. Think about it this way. 2 times 3 equals 6. Well, 3 times 2 also equals 6. So the order that you multiply in doesn't matter. Best answer is D. All right, let's try two more. Another one. Number 3. A race car driver participated in a 250-mile race. The driver drove 200 laps around the racetrack and traveled at a rate of 175 miles per hour. Which equation can be used to find t, the amount of time it took the driver to finish the race? Okay, we can use a proportion to figure this out. We're trying to find amount of time. And we're also talking about miles. So we're going to compare miles to hours. We'll set up our proportion. Okay, let's see what we know. We know that this whole race was 250 miles. Well, how long did it take him? How many hours? Oh, that's what we're trying to find. T, the amount of time it took the driver to finish the race. So it's going to be 250 over T. So then we need a pair that we actually do know. What else do we know about this race? Well, it's 200 laps. Laps, well, that doesn't have anything to do with our proportion, so that's not in there. But he traveled at a rate of 175 miles per hour. How can we put that in our proportion? Well, it's 175 miles per hour, so per hour means per 1 hour. So 175 miles in 1 hour. All right, now we need to solve this for t. How would we do that? We'd say that t equals 250 times 1. Okay, so that's just going to be 250. And then we'd have to take that 250 and divide it by the 175, because that's how we solve a proportion. Okay, we don't have to actually do that math, do that division. We just had to set it up. Let's see if there's an answer that matches our equation. T equals 250 over 175. That is answer choice B. Great work. All right, let's try one more, and then you'll be on your own. Number 4. Jenny earns 2.5% interest on her bank balance at the end of each month. At the beginning of May, she had $580 in her account. During the month, she withdrew $75 to pay for a new bike. Which equation can be used to find I, the amount of interest Jenny earned at the end of May? Okay, we're talking about interest here. It says that she earns 2.5% interest on her balance at the end of each month. Okay, and we want to find out how much she earned at the end of May. The beginning of May, she had $580. But she withdrew, which means that she took out and spent $75 to pay for a new bike. So how much did she actually have in her account at the end of May? Well, what would we have to do to find that? We'd have to say we had $580, and we'd have to minus the 75. Why minus? Because she spent it. It's gone. She does not own it anymore. So that would give us how much would be in her account. Okay? So we know we're going to have to do something like that. The other thing we're going to have to do is find 2.5% of that. Well, how do you find 2.5%? We're going to have to multiply by 2.5% as a decimal. What is 2.5% as a decimal? You'd have to move the decimal 2 places, and you'd end up with 0.025 as your decimal. So we're going to have to take how much was in her account and multiply it by 0.025. Let's see what choice matches that. Actually, right away, we know it has to be choice C, because choice C is the only one where they took the amount that was in her account and subtracted the 75 that she spent. So it's got to be choice C, which matches up with what we wrote. Great work. Now what I'd like you to do is finish the other 2 questions on page 43. which are similar in format to these that we just worked on. And then flip over and finish all the questions on page 44. As always, make sure you check your work so you know you're on the right track.